Wir springen rein, Chat. Wir schauen uns ein gutes Video an von Ed. Das ist der zweite Teil von wer weiß wie vielen Teilen. Und er will durch Moab, das ist in den USA, mit einem Mini-Geländewagen fahren. Und den sehen wir hier.
Previous episode of me being an idiot, you saw me buy the mini Jeep and giggle a lot at the idea of driving it 1,000 miles off-road across Utah, take out the old slow engine, out with 8 horsepower, fit the super fast racing engine, and in with 25 horsepower, and discover that the fuel can that came with the mini Jeep is fake. And now the journey begins. The total route is about 1,000 miles, with the first section being 180 miles between fuel stops. I estimate we'll do about 30 miles per gallon, so it's time to see how many gallons the mini Jeep can hold.
Captain Einsicht 1001.
It holds 1 gallon.
I am fucked.
While I tried to work out a solution, being the USA, I had friendly people gather around me to offer advice.
I'm driving to Moab.
Oh my God.
Got like 1,000 miles off.
Ich möchte mich übrigens einmischen, Chat, ja. Eine Sache, wisst ihr, warte ich schon mal in Amerika, so als Gast, als Tourist oder so? Ich war da 2-mal mittlerweile, das erste Mal nur wenige Tage und das zweite Mal zum Glück ein bisschen länger. Aber der allererste Kulturschock, den ich in Amerika hatte, war, wie einfach und vor allen Dingen auch wie normal das ist, mit Fremden zu reden. Und ich rede nicht irgendwie so über ein tiefes Gespräch oder so, aber ich habe das Gefühl gehabt, man wird ständig angequatscht von Leuten. Und alle Leute sind quasi up for chat, so, wisst ihr? Man kann mit allen Leuten reden. Wenn ich das hier in Deutschland machen würde, ich glaube, es würde nicht so gut funktionieren wie in Amerika. War schon gruselig. Okay, weiter.
You're gonna die.
Before being invited back to these two people's house, where they gave me a 5-gallon main tank and a 1-gallon super reserve tank.
Crazy nice.
And I've totally lost your number, awesome people, so I'm so sorry I couldn't message you to say thank you or let you know that I'm still alive. However, as I drove these first few miles around town, the slightly dodgy gearbox in the racing engine from the previous video had gone from having the occasional false neutral to one in almost every gear change, and would probably soon break completely. And as you'll soon see, a breakdown on the route I'm taking to Moab.
Okay, hier schreibt jemand, das geht überall. Natürlich kann man überall mit Leuten quatschen. Auch hier in Deutschland kann ich mit jedem quatschen und ich hätte Mini-Smalltalk, das wäre nicht cringy. Was ich damit sagen möchte ist, in Amerika war der Smalltalk so natürlich. Ich will damit sagen, dass mir das so vorkam, als wenn die das öfter machen. Nicht nur hin und wieder, sondern als wenn die das quasi bei jedem Tank, egal, keine Ahnung, was auch immer, weiter.
Has the potential to be deadly. So long story short, after a lot of thinking, I found a friendly mechanic called Matthew, and in 4 hours we took the racing engine out and put the original slow one back in. And to be honest, I never should have taken the old one out. The semi-auto clutch is so much easier to use.
I can hold it in a position to hold the clutch, and I can now just like, I'm going to pull away.
What a moron. Why did I put a racing engine in? Yes, viewers, I was an idiot. You were probably right.
Lass die Racing Engine drin.
Oh, I was supposed to walk out of shot. The following morning, to enable uninterrupted driving, I ran a fuel line from the engine in the front, drilled a hole in the 5-gallon tank in the rear, poked the fuel line through the hole, and wanked it off. Ta-da! Direct feed to the engine from the huge fuel tank. Final job, head to the DMV, where it appears news of my stupid journey has spread around town.
So you think you're gonna make it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Window
Fit
closed.
the plate, and get one last huge dose of calories before I head off into the unknown.
Napo, schick mir den Link. Schick mir den Link zu dem Video. Napo schreibt gerade, er hat in einer Achtung-Kontrolle-Folge jemand mit einem Moondye7 Pulli gesehen. Zeig mir die Person. Ich möchte sehen, wie Moondye7 Zuschauer aussehen.
Yes.
Hey, you want to take a picture? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Alright, enjoy the food.
Cool, cheers.
With my last supper on board, it's time to head off into the unknown. And it is unknown. I don't know my fuel range, I don't know the terrain ahead, I've only got a vague idea of a route. All I do know is 1,000 miles in a mini Jeep is a very stupid idea. Excellent.
Oh, wird er erschossen?
I got behind you and I was like, oh, a Jeep. And I'm like, wait a minute.
It's not really far away. It's actually really small.
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
Britischer Humor.
Great day, that is awesome. Custom built?
No, you can buy them for like $3,000 and just go to the DMV, get a license plate and look like a twat. It's brilliant.
I love that.
Cool, have a good day. Fun fact, I eat a McDonald's large fries in 5 mouthfuls. And if you want thrilling footage, check out this camera angle of me eating a burger.
Wow.
Had to drive 30 miles on tarmac to...
Boah, können wir kurz über den Burger reden? Ich habe gerade gegessen, ja. Aber ich weiß nicht warum. Aus dem Grund habe ich heute so einen Tag, ich habe Bock auf richtig ekelerregendes Junkfood. Wisst ihr, was ich meine? Ich weiß, es ist nichts Gutes oder so. Aber ich meine, meine Geschmacksknospen sagen was anderes.
Tarmac to the start of the off-roading, okay? I'm gonna struggle to make this interesting.
Es ist nicht gut, überhaupt nicht.
Sing. There's a big hill made of rocks. There's a big lake made of salt. There's a moderately steep hill coming up and he's only got 8 horsepower. Eventually the road ran out and dirt beat.
Ich bin ganz ehrlich, Alter, solche Arten von Straßen fehlen mir in Deutschland. Oder allgemein diese Weitläufigkeit. Das ist so winzig hier. Aber guck dir das an, Alter. Einfach eine Straße ins Nichts. Geil. Guck dir das an! Oh mein Gott, just say, oh mein Gott! Hot.
And our well-endowed adventurer started off-road without a plan. He wrote these lyrics. The trail went on for miles to the setting sun. Poor suspension causing piles to his very sore bum. Yeah! Ooh, look me, I got bounced out of the seat. These brakes do not work. He don't know where he's going, barely knows where he's gone. The only thing we're certain of is he's a moron. A moron. Hey, hang on a minute. I was now at the northernmost part of the Great Salt Lake, but having already done 60 miles, I didn't know if I had enough fuel for the vaguely 150 miles through the desolation zone to the next fuel station. So I drove 20 miles in the opposite direction on the world's straightest road to fuel up.
Where are you coming from?
Salt Lake, basically.
You drove that from Salt Lake?
I'm driving down to Moab.
You are? Can I take your picture? You are an adventurer. Sorry to bug.
No worries too. So, SatNav says I've done 81 miles. So this is where we see how much fuel I've used. So that means 30 miles per gallon. The 5-gallon tank on the back will get me 150 miles. No way. And then this one will get me another 30, so that's 180 miles. And then the reserve one underneath the hood, that gets me up to 210 miles. That's awesome. Good work, Willie. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, the Jeep has now been named. He is called Willie. So I jumped on Willie and headed off.
Jump on his Willie.
I only rode Willie a little bit more that night, popping a few miles north to cross the Idaho border off the list, before turning round, driving for 1 hour back the way I'd just come, and finding a camping spot for the night, fully fueled up and ready to tackle the desolation zone tomorrow. But in the morning... Well...
In the morning, danke Glisten für den Resub, danke Mr. Puddel und Max La Bestia. Ich hoffe, ich habe Captain Einsicht vorgelesen und Double Strike. Vielen lieben Dank. Was los, Ed?
Top 10 mysteries of my life. This is definitely one of them. I was just waking up in my tent and you can see I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere.
Nice.
There is nothing.
Nice.
And just as I was waking up and sort of laying there, I could hear water flowing. Well, this is a desert. What's that about? And yeah, it turns out that fuel line was off. And so what I could hear was my petrol pouring out onto the floor. And I've been at this campground now for about 9 hours and it was still pouring out at full speed. So just as I was waking up, that fuel line popped off. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that somebody like pulled it off so that all my fuel would drain out, but well, that's not a thing, is it? I think I've got about 150 miles now until the next fuel station. so
Oh shit,
that only
man.
left me with like 60 miles in reserve. So if I lost
Fährt jetzt noch was zur Tankstelle? Oh mein Gott.
2 gallons, I've got to do something. Well, go on then. Now it's time to see how much fuel I've got left. Ow. I just smiled then and my lips split. It's quite dry here. It is... Oh.
Almost empty.
I'm fucked. It's like there. In that.
Albtraum.
What the fuck is going on? How does a fuel line pop off? Oh, right.
Danke bei Pabo für die 23.
I think I've got enough to go back to the fuel station I was at last night.
Und wieder zurück.
Oh, brilliant. That's like 2 hours lost.
Können wir kurz über eine Sache reden, Chat? Wie fühlt ihr euch über die Tours, ja? Stellt euch vor, ihr habt einen Roadtrip und ihr fahrt mit eurem Auto irgendwo hin oder so, ja? Ja, ihr habt einen Führerschein jetzt. Ja, ihr habt ein Auto jetzt. Ja, ihr fahrt mit dem Auto irgendwo her. Ich persönlich, Chat, wenn ich irgendwo hinfahre, dann werde ich selbst nervös, wenn ich an einem Rastplatz anhalten muss. Weil ich das Gefühl habe, die anderen Autos überholen mich wieder. Die ich überholt habe auf der Autobahn. Aber noch viel schlimmer ist, wenn ich am Abend zuvor vorbereitet habe zu tanken, dann irgendwie 1 Stunde in eine Richtung gefahren bin, um von da aus weiterzufahren, wieder die Stunde zurückzufahren. Das wäre sehr frustrierend für mich. Aber hey.
Right. I'm gonna pack up camp.
Wie seht ihr das?
Then head back that way. Bollocks.
Well, there's no one out here to help me, so it's time to pack up camp and see if I can make it back to civilization on my very limited fuel.
Ja, stimmt, er hat kein richtiges Ziel.
If any of you want to meet
Gehört
me
alles zum
there,
Abenteuer.
I don't want to show off or anything, but I'm actually in the top 1% of men for being able to fold up pop-up tents. Send nudes and PayPal donations to ed.march@c90adventures.co.uk. Oh, and if you want a little behind the scenes of how you get a tripod to stay up in these winds, you hang your backpack off the hook in the middle of it. So it's
Clever.
Nice and strong. Anyway, time to get moving. I had 20 miles to redo on the world's straightest road.
Danke, Schicki, für die 500 Bits. Ja, du hast das Mod-Interview bestanden. Vielen lieben Dank. Vor allem jetzt, wo du gespendet hast. Willkommen im Team.
Luckily, my incredibly limited fuel got me back to civilization, so I got to refuel and experience some more friendly Americans.
Hello, Amelia.
How's it going?
Going good. This thing's sweet.
Cheers.
How far are you going with it?
I'm driving it to Moab,
Okay.
so I've got about 1,000 miles to go.
Going on the freeway with it?
What planet do you think? I'd say this on the freeway.
What's the top speed of this bad boy?
I've got some toe straps. How long will it take you? Another couple days?
I'm planning for 7 days in total.
7?
So it's about 150 miles a day.
Erinnert euch, als ich meinte, man kommt leicht ins Smalltalk in Amerika. Diese Art von Gespräche hatte ich so circa an jeder Tankstelle, an jedem Rastplatz, in jedem Fastfood-Restaurant, überall immer. An jeden Stopp, wo ich war, wurde ich angequatscht von Amis.
Cool, cheers.
Cheers.
Right, fueled up, ready to head back the way I came. Exactly the same scenario, except it's later, and I now have pizza.
Okay, das letzte Mal, dass ich hier in Deutschland angequatscht wurde, Chat, war im Supermarkt von einem älteren Herrn, der meinte, dass die Preise hier alle so hoch sind und dass das total entsetzlich wäre. Und dann hat er die beiden Hände genommen und hat so gemacht und meinte, wir werden ausgequetscht. Und ich wusste nicht, was ich sagen soll, also bin ich awkward weggegangen. Pizza.
Look, I don't know what to tell you. It's another 20 miles.
Ah, und ich wurde von meinen Nachbarn angesprochen auf die Gaspreise. Und das Gespräch, Chat, muss leise sein, das Gespräch war so unangenehm, dass immer, wenn mein Nachbar jetzt da ist und ein Gespräch mit mir anfangen will, ich teilweise recht unhöflich das Gespräch beende, weil ich nicht nochmal in so ein Gespräch verwickelt werden möchte wie das. Das ist ungelogen, das hat mich verfolgt, den ganzen Tag, weil es so unangenehm war. Und vor allen Dingen, währenddessen er über die Sachen gesprochen hat, wurde er immer wütender und lauter. Und ich hatte das Gefühl, am Ende war er wütend auf mich. Seitdem rede ich nicht mehr mit ihm. Okay, weiter.
I was with nothing to look at but my pizza. Oh, actually, there was a turning.
Whoa.
And then another 10 miles of straight road. But don't worry, because after 2 hours of off-roading, there was some excitement.
Sorry für die nächste Pause. Chat, erzählt mir von euren letzten Smalltalk, in den ihr verwickelt worden seid. Was war das für ein Smalltalk?
There was a sign informing me that there was once something exciting here. A train station. But it's now gone. Oh, and you know what's also now gone? The electricity from the battery in the mini Jeep.
Oh my God.
Right, new problem. I was charging the drone battery directly off of the vehicle while I was moving because my little UPS box doesn't want to power the charger. And now...
Kann er nicht mehr die Karre
don't have
anmachen.
enough beans to start it. So, can you bump start a mini Jeep? How do you do this? Right. Helmet off, because it's pretty warm. This doesn't start. Over here, there's a little tourist sign saying that there was an old railway station here. I haven't seen a person all day.
Okay, ich bin ganz ehrlich, das ist mega cool. Tomahawk schreibt, ich wurde gestern am Bahnhof von jemandem angesprochen, der gerade aus dem Gefängnis entlassen wurde. War ein ziemlich tolles Gespräch. Das klingt hochinteressant, Alter. Das ist cooler Smalltalk.
Like, absolutely no sign of life. So, come on, Willie. And also, I'm going to bump start it. It's going to be in gear, but as long as the idle doesn't rocket off, then Willie won't just fuck off over the horizon.
Oh boy.
Right.
Ich wiederhole, der Typ hat keine Akkuladung mehr, der hat keine Batterie mehr. Der kann die Karre nicht mehr starten. Die ist schon an? Das wäre fast so einfach. Wow.
If you want an idea of what I'm actually doing right now, it's this. Well, that's a nice thing to learn. This is quite comfy, actually. Right, well, I can't be a moron and film at the same time, unfortunately. Well, that's not very flattering.
Nasenhaare.
That's the wrong way round, Ed. Goodbye.
I continued my journey like this, with my trousers hanging out of Willie, which is a first, giggling away like a child, until I met a pothole.
Ah, fuck me! That's a bump.
I then reverted to driving the normal way, like some sort of loser, and started following the train tracks.
Fuck me.
Where I could, of course.
Ah. No motor vehicles on the bridge.
Was
Luckily, though,
Vertebrae?
the mini Jeep is surprisingly capable off-road, and I promise you this slope is much steeper in real life.
Wirbel? Cool.
I continued acting like I was 5 years old and slowly made my way across Utah. I'll tell you what isn't slow though, the speed that you've got to turn the steering wheel to keep this thing going in a straight line on these narrow tracks. But as long as you have quick reactions and a good feel for understeer, it's not really anything to worry about. And neither is trying to keep your average speed up once you've got used to terrible Chinese handling. It's actually quite fun. Navigating at the moment was fairly easy, as I could just follow this dead straight road. But leaving this graded trail was proving rather difficult due to the Second Amendment.
Americans, I know you love your gardens, and that's cool with me, but can you stop shooting the signs that tell me if I'm allowed to be where I am? Because I'm pretty sure that this is like an entrance, and you're allowed to go onto the salt flats here. There's lots of trails and stuff, but like, I don't know what that says anymore. Stop shooting them!
I avoided that salt flat, carried on, and remained unsure if I could enter any other salt flat.
Ich hatte mir mal einen Mietwagen geholt in Amerika, 2019, als ich da war. Und der Typ an der Autovermietungsstelle meinte, dass ich damit auf jeden Fall nicht Offroad fahren soll. Und ich konnte mich auch zusammenreißen, bis ich die erste Saltflat gesehen habe, wie da. Und dann bin ich Offroad gefahren. Aber es ist nichts passiert.
Progress through the desolation zone was going well, until this metallic clattering noise appeared, which got louder.
Seid ihr schon mal Offroad gefahren? Das ist mega nice, Mann. Also so aus der Wüste.
Time to investigate.
Well, let's get the tools out, because I think calling AA is going to help.
I looked underneath to investigate what I thought was the chain rubbing.
The noise is not the chain rubbing, it's something a bit more major than that. It is the chain guards just flopping around on the floor. And it has just clean broken off those welds. I can just remove the chain guard, but then my chain is just completely exposed to any rocks. And the ground clearance is...
Jetzt sind wir im Bindfaden und bindet das fest.
About 10 inches.
Was sind 10 Inches? Keine Ahnung, wie groß ein Inch ist. So viel? 2,5 Zentimeter oder so?
What have we got? 10, 12. Hello. And 12. One of them. Well, we
so ein
can
Penis-Joke? Oh, ist das so?
Just off-roading is now very dodgy. And just in case you want an update, still no one. Haven't seen another human being today after leaving the gas
Traumhaft,
station.
ernsthaft.
Hopefully, nothing else breaks that I can't fix.
And by fix, I mean just remove it and hide it behind the seat so I can't see it. I'm an engineer.
Problem gelöst.
Will it make it to Moab? Well, Ed, will it? I don't know. I mean, will I make it to Moab? I hope so. Still got a gallon of water. That's the reserve. I've got 2 litres before I hit that. Not looking great though, is it? I'm gonna have food for 2 days. We'll have to see.
Yo, Tube für den Resub. Danke Skurril und Thomas.
Don't make me set fire to you in the desert. Onwards, I guess.
Musik.
And away!
Willie and I carried on our journey, trying to find our way around the Great Salt Lake, which was proving rather difficult because there's no reliable maps of this area, even to buy online. We headed down a narrowing peninsula with salt either side of us, hoping to find a way through.
Oh, was ist das? Private property.
Annoying. I thought that was a really cool way across the Salt Lake. Because if you zoom in, there's a little slither.
Time to turn around and use up more precious fuel, going back the way I just came.
Komm schon, fahr einfach durch. Kriegt keiner mit?
So we drove back, took a different turning. I had an Altoid to make myself feel better, and nearly crashed the Jeep, driving no-handed doing so.
Was ist das? Das ist so ein Großmutter-Candy oder so? Die Box sieht zumindest so aus, als wenn sie aus 1950 ist.
We did eventually find a route through, but it was narrow and rocky, which meant more pain for me. But you've just got to keep on moving. The only way I'm getting out of here is to carry on pushing forwards. Quite hard when the mini Jeep keeps trying to bugger off in random directions.
Danke, Doc Scurvy. Danke, Mr. Crackbot. SU, Balpabo.
Getting lower. It's nearly 40 degrees, and I'm starting to wish I was dead. Here's a tripod shot to help you appreciate just what I'm putting myself through.
Ich liebe die Gegend da. Toll.
And no, I really don't care if you think this shot is uncomfortably long. I want you to feel my pain. After hours and hours and nearly 100 miles of lonely desolation, I popped up over a hill and saw my first sign that humans still inhabit this planet. A train. I slowly bounced my way towards it before I discovered another sign of modern life. A smooth dirt road, which was quite a surprise to me.
So I'm nearly at the train and then I come across this graded road, which is not on any map at all. Who put this here? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Correction, it is on a map, I just didn't notice it. Yeah, I'm really grumpy because I think one of my kidneys has fallen out. Right, onwards. Things were looking good. The surface was now smooth enough that I was only moderately concerned about prolapsing, and I was about to get something interesting to look at.
Mal den Zug an. Cool. Aus irgendeinem Grund habe ich diese smarten Wasserflaschen auch gehabt in Amerika. Ich weiß gar nicht warum. Sieht schon gemütlich aus. Oh nein.
Well, time to flick over the switch under the bonnet and continue using the currently half-empty tank 2 and carry on.
Hey Chat, das ist mal wieder so ein klassischer Moment, wo ich von dem Video auf mich schließen muss und euch erzählen möchte, Chat, als ich das allererste Mal meinen Führerschein hatte, war das nicht fürs Auto, sondern fürs Motorrad. Und an den Tag, wo ich meinen Führerschein bekommen habe, bin ich mit dem Motorrad auf die Autobahn gefahren. Und ich dachte mir so, jetzt fahre ich mit dem Motorrad. Laggen wir? Nein, oder? Holy shit. Jetzt fahre ich mit dem Motorrad, soweit ich kann. Und da bin ich auf eine Autobahn gefahren und bin so lange in eine Richtung gefahren, wie ich nur konnte. Und dann irgendwann war mein Tank auf der Autobahn leer. Und das war das erste und letzte Mal, dass mein Tank leer war von irgendeiner Art von Fahrzeug. Das war eine Lektion. Ich habe es dann rausgeschoben übrigens aus der Autobahn. Ich hab dann meinen Eltern angerufen und mein Papa meinte, ich kriege eine Anzeige, wenn die Polizei kommt. Und dann dachte ich mir so, ich kriege keine Anzeige. Und dann habe ich das Ding von der Autobahn geschoben, relativ gefährlich, möchte ich anmerken, und habe das dann auftanken lassen bei einem Autohaus. Da bin ich hingegangen, habe gemeint, hallo, haben Sie Benzin? Und die so, ja, muss aber bezahlen, ne? Und ich so, ja, kein Problem, ich habe keins mehr. Und dann durfte ich weiterfahren. Okay, weiter. Come on, ihr hattet auch schon mal keinen Sprit, oder? Das ist normal.
Well, today had gone surprisingly well, all things considered, so time for a celebratory Altoid, which requires 2 hands to open and eat. But there's no time to waste. I've been following this train line for 2 hours already, and I'd like to find a campground before sunset. So I'm just going to carry on in my own little happy world, slowly bumbling across Utah.
Nee, war aber knapp. Na gut. Seitdem war ich paranoia vor der Reservespritlampe. Und da steht, dass ich noch so 30 Kilometer. Das heißt 3 bei mir.
Oh, and Shubeth, if you're watching this, I do still love my 6-year-old E1 helmet, but it's getting to the age now where it's having trouble keeping it up. So, gonna have a new one? Over the next few hours, the light faded, and eventually a turning appeared, and I was able to set up camp for the night. With my bed made, I quickly inspected my remaining fuel, got a tad worried about how little I had left, before getting into my tent. Worrying about getting to safety can wait until the morning.
Good morning.
Ich sehe, was du schreibst.
I haven't seen my reflection for like 2 days now, so God knows what I'm starting to look like. Just about to get up and head off. All my batteries are all charged, memory card's backed up, and yeah, that's that. I can't smell fuel, so hopefully Willy has not leaked everywhere.
Ich habe eine kurze Frage an euch, Chat. Wenn er da inmitten der Wüste ist, wie backt er seine SD-Karte von der GoPro ab? Also wie macht er ein Backup von den Aufnahmen der SD-Karte? Überleg gerade ganz stark, wie soll er das machen ohne Laptop oder so? Wie kann man, er hat gerade gemeint, he backed up his SD-Cards. Er braucht einen Laptop, oder? Oder vielleicht Handy, aber welches Handy hat so viel internen Speicher? SD-Karten-Switch, sowas gibt es? Adapter für Handy? Es gibt Festplatten dafür, wirklich? Kopierstation, echt jetzt? Wie heißen die? Also wie ist der technische Name? Ja, aber ich glaube, Handy und dann Cloud. Ja, okay, die sind in Amerika, ne? Ich denke immer in Deutschland, Chat. Hier in Deutschland kannst du mit mobilen Internet nicht machen, aber in Amerika ist alles möglich.
And yeah, I've got about 2 gallons left, I think, which means we've got a range of about 60 miles, and I think the town is 50 miles away, according to my route. So if the going is easy, I'll make it. If the going is not easy, I might run out of fuel, and I might be walking. I didn't anticipate just how barren and empty this place is. I haven't seen a single human the whole of yesterday. Didn't hear anybody last night. So yeah. Wish me luck. I'm going to get up and yeah, head off.
So, no possibility of any help of any kind. And what do you not want to happen?
Well, here's a reason why you don't have all your eggs in one basket. This is my only container of water, my 1 gallon bottle of it, and I was noticing that stuff was getting like wet.
Awesome camera work, and here's my butt.
Turns out it's actually got a pinhole in it. There. You'll see how much I can decant into my bottles that aren't filled with rubbish. And yeah, fingers crossed. I don't leak all my water out.
Einfach Kopfüber jetzt hinstellen. Ganz einfach.
So I'll
Dampf ein bisschen aus, aber ansonsten. Ja, eben. Ja, gute Idee.
This one should be okay.
Ja, easy.
Smelling pretty ripe now.
Ah.
This trouser leg is barely a trouser leg anymore. But it's sort of hanging in there. Ah, screw it, another shameless request. If you sell motorcycle gear and you'd like, Jesus, millions of people to see me wearing your gear, I need new trousers.
Check the campground. Nothing left. Let's roll.
Ey, brauche ich irgendwas Neues? Lass mich kurz nachdenken. Ich hätte gerne einen 4090. Oh mein Gott, was ist das? Oh! Ist es etwa die 4090, die ich mir gewünscht habe? Oh mein Gott, danke! Ich wusste, sie ist hier. Okay, lass uns weiter streamen.
Will we make it on the fuel we have? Oh, wish me luck. Eventually these corrugations are going to destroy Willy.
Ich muss einen Menschen finden, den ich genauso liebevoll halte wie die 4090. Sch, 4090. Hör nicht auf den Chat. Hör nicht auf den Chat. Sind nur neidisch.
Well, that's the main tank done, which means we're now on to the ultimate reserve.
Schenkt die deiner Mom? Oh mein Gott, glaubt ihr, meine Mom wird die 4090 feiern? Gute Idee. Ich glaube, wenn ich das meiner Mutter schenken würde, wüsste die gar nicht, was ich ihr da schenke. Mann. Sorry für die Pause, aber ich wollte die 4090 in Sicherheit bringen. Ihr versteht sicherlich. Auf.
Bit light. Not scripted. That's wet. Okay, phew. Right. Yeah, that was actually quite nerve-wracking because this is where I am. Still haven't seen a human. Right. Okay. Well, that's the final gallon. And I'm very sorry to anybody that is actually metric, basically like myself. Everything I'm buying is in gallons, so hopefully this last 3.8 litres gets me to civilization. Flat battery again.
Ich habe die Grafikkarte bezahlt, Chat. Also falls ihr euch fragt, wofür ich eure Prime-Subs benutze, wie zum Beispiel den von Dirk Sturvey, Tube oder Skurril, zum Beispiel um eine neue Grafikkarte zu kaufen. Cotton Mouth Joe, danke für die 14 und Dankeschön Fries Game für die 7. Vielen lieben Dank. Die Grafikkarte ist noch nicht eingebaut. Ich warte noch auf den Wasserkühler. Der Wasserkühler wird aber gerade erst produziert. Im wahrsten Sinne des Wortes. Irgendwann innerhalb dieses Monats bekomme ich den zugesendet und dann wird direkt alles eingebaut.
So the generator just can't keep up.
Laut deren Aussage am 16. aber... Range, Bruder, danke. Danke, Moab. Ein bisschen leiser. Hallo, Chat. 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 Ah. Nichts. Jetzt gibt es ja einen Auflege. Bye.
And after 2 days and 170 miles of loneliness, I finally saw a sign of life, which had been shot at. And then I saw lots of signs of life. There were cars in a town.
Houses!
Wow.
Fuel, food, water, a toilet, everything I need. Fuel station. Made it to a fuel station. And I'm guessing I'm in Nevada now. There's a drunk person in the road and casino. Made it.
And to say I was cutting it close with my fuel is a bit of an understatement.
How much did I make it with? Not a lot. So, there. Yep. Just cutting it close, Ed.
With 7 gallons of fuel inside my 7 gallons of fuel tank, I headed off to get another enormous dose of calories and find a comfortable seat.
Zeig uns, was du isst.
Jesus.
And inside, I backed up my camera footage and got ready for the next leg of the adventure.
Denke, Chat, jetzt ist beantwortet, wie er die SD-Karte gebackupt hat, oder? Ah, hier ist sogar das Hub-Dings, die Bumsi. Was ist das hier für ein Ding? Ach, das ist ein iPad, ne? Das ist gar kein MacBook oder so, das ist ein Pad. Ja, check.
Adventure.
Alle gucken das Ding an.
Hello and welcome to a ship in the middle of the Atlantic.
Mach mich nicht fertig, Alter. Guck mal, ich will weiter gucken. Nein!
Laptop's not broken.
Ich war gerade so im Vibe.